So the women that are watching you right now, maybe she's a young mommy and she's relating to everything and she's overwhelmed, she's guilty, she's stressed out. She, especially now during COVID, stuck at home, lots of stuff, everything changing, right? She's just, right now, this is tough. What would you say to her? What would you say to that young mommy?
Well, I would say that you're not alone and that it's not your fault. It perhaps isn't even your mental health, but it's the state of your nervous system. And you're not powerless against that. That, you know, God gave us this amazing body, and we have the power within us from God to affect the states of our nervous system. And you can learn to do that. And so that feeling of why can't I just stop, and why can't I will my way out of this, and why can't I pray my way out of this? You can affect and have control. What the moms say to me and the women say to me is that they feel like they're going through life reacting. And reacting, and we all are, aren't we? Because aren't we a society of just quick reactions? And with this work, I believe, because I've seen it, we can create within our nervous system calm, stable control. It's going to flow, but we can respond in the fruits of the Spirit. And isn't that what we want?
Yes.
And with a regulated nervous system, we can respond in the fruits of the Spirit. And even if we get a little anger, you know, we're going to flow. We're going to have that flow, but we're not going to get stuck. And instead of reacting for me, this is me talking, instead of reacting in my filthy flesh, we can learn to create, to bring ourselves into a state where we do have that control over our temper and control over our tongues, not to perfection or anything like that, but to a place where you're like, oh, this is me. You get to be free to be you, the God, the you, the mom that God made you to be.
Wow. Oh, so tell me, how long does it take working with you to get results like this, to have this peace, to have, regulated nervous system? How long do you have to do this for years, like counseling and psychotherapy? I mean, how long does it take for them to feel a difference?
Well, to answer that part, to feel a difference in one session.
One session.
We can shift the state of our nervous system, even if it's just a glimmer. Even if it's just a little shift, to feel just a little bit of stability or calm or peace, that's our glimmer of hope. Because trauma, the trauma tells a lie, and I also believe it's a lie from the pit of hell, that you will always feel this way. It'll never get better. This is as good as it's going to get, and it might get worse.
Wow.
And that's a lie. And so when I can help a woman feel even just a glimmer of calm, or a glimmer of ease, maybe ease in the face, that just to feel, sometimes it's just to feel something, anything other than the chronic pain, than the chronic anxiety, than the horrors of what they feel. Just to feel something different, that's the start, and that's the glimmer of hope.
And thus the name of your company, Full of Hope.
Yes.
Trauma Recovery. And so it's letting them begin to see, hey, you don't have to stay this way forever. There's hope.
There is hope, and there is healing. I believe God has hope and healing for trauma survivors, not just coping and management.
Not just surviving.
Not just surviving,
Thriving.
but thriving.
Thriving.
Yes.
So you brought up something really powerful that I hadn't really connected till just now. You talked about pain. And a lot of women, well, people right now, I mean, pain is a huge issue in our society.
Right.
So is what you're doing somehow tied to pain? And is this trauma recovery also some kind of pain relief?
Absolutely. I see a lot of people for chronic pain or chronic illness. I call it, the chronics. Chronic stress can create chronic illness and chronic pain. And the reason is that when you're under that traumatic stress for a long period of time, then again, you're in that sympathetic state of your nervous system, or you're in the shutdown state of your nervous system. And it's in that parasympathetic state where we rest and digest and recover. And so when you're under, and also when you're in a lot of pain, it's a cycle. It creates more tension and stress, and so you feel you can't sleep. It just creates one.
It all builds on itself. So the chronic stress creates pain. The pain creates more stress. It's kind of a cycle thing where it's all feeding.
And so there's this always just being in that sympathetic state of the nervous system where you cannot rest, digest, recover, and just actually feel and be relaxed.
Yeah. And this is so huge because being in the sympathetic state is dis-ease. I mean, it affects longevity, it affects your immune system, all of these things, how we age, the pain factor, how often we get sick. So like I said, it's just so multi-pronged, and that you're able to make a difference that way. So they can experience things in even one session. I know that you offer a mini session. Tell us about that, and how can they get that? How can they get started experiencing this peace and joy and healing and hope and all these wonderful things?
Sure. All you need to do is go to fullofhopetraumarecovery.com, and there's just a quick little form there for you to fill out. Put in your email address, and you'll receive something from me immediately that'll have something that you can already begin to put to practice with, and then we'll have a session. We'll set it up, and we'll do a 30-minute session either in person or virtually.
That is amazing. Scripture says, taste and know that the Lord is good. Taste of Full of Hope, trauma recovery, and know that your life can be good. Yes? Yes. Beautiful. It's just been awesome to have you on this show. What a gift you're bringing, like you said, for generations. Thank you for going through these things in a way that actually goes beyond you and changes the lives of many, many, many people.
It's a blessing for me to do it. I wake up every morning grateful and thrilled that I get to do this work.